You know, sometimes a family SUV becomes a need, not a want.
And sometimes comes an SUV so incredible, so fun, so comfortable, and so well equipped that it's not just a need, it's also a want.
Wow.
Hey everyone, my name's Gabby.
I'm Charlotte.
And I'm sorry about the dramatic intro. We are talking about the 2025 Kia Sorento in the X-Line Limited trim here today, and this is a live stream car review video. So Charlotte and I, we are physically here right now with the vehicle. We have no script, no information with us other than what's in our head. And believe you me, we know these cars quite well. Charlotte even drives one daily.
Definitely.
So in today's video, we're going to tell you everything you need to know about this vehicle, including the specs, the price point, the trim level configurations, the comfort controls, the safety controls, even the safety ratings. We're going through all of it. And towards the end of the video, we will also dedicate a couple minutes to answering your questions. Seeing as this is a live stream car review, if you are watching this in real time, there is a live chat box towards the side where you can go in, ask some questions, and just leave some comments about what you think about the car.
If you're watching this after it's already been posted and still have questions, don't worry, we can still help you out. Feel free to leave them down below as a regular posted comment, and we would love to be able to answer all of your questions. We do monitor them regularly. And while you're on your way down to the comments, make sure you like this video and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so.
All right, let's get into it. We'll start off with the front end like we always do in true Kia Hyundai channel fashion. Speaking of, this channel is dedicated to all things Kia and Hyundai, so if you are in the market for a new vehicle, we can give you all the info you need on these two specific manufacturers. Starting off on the front end, we have a bold, bright amber daytime running light. Now this was new for the Kia Sorento for the 2024 model year, and I think it's worth mentioning, if you haven't been studying the Kia Sorento for that long, starting 2024, the vehicle got a refresh, not a full redesign. So mechanically, we have the same powertrain and a lot of the same layouts as the previous model, coming from 2021 to 2023, except now there are some major tech advancements and some style changes too, the headlamps being one of them. So the amber daytime running light will stay on all the time, and then you also have a full LED headlamp for your main beam, as well as the fog lights on the vehicle too. The fog lights are going to be mounted lower on the vehicle. They're not on right now, just realized.
That.
So give me one second.
So prepared. If anyone is curious about this color, this is also going to be our Midnight Lake Blue paint color. Looks absolutely stunning, and we have some really nice flat black decals for our logo.
Yes, flat black is actually something that is newer for the Kia Sorento too. So on all X-Line models, so X-Line, X-Line Limited like we have here today, and the X Pro, we will get blacked out emblems for the front and the rear of the vehicle, and a lot more black elements throughout. So one of which will come down to the front grille. The main center components are going to be finished in gloss black with a few vertical matte black lines to add some contrast. In the very center, there's a forward-facing camera, and this is a very important function for the X-Line Limited because this is your introductory trim level to a full 360-degree camera view. Now, Charlotte will show you guys what the camera actually looks like when we hop inside, but I will point out all of their locations. What you need to know about this is anytime your vehicle's parking sensors pick up an obstacle, whether that be a vehicle, pedestrian, something as simple as a wall, it'll show you the relevant camera so you can see just how much space you have to make sure you're not going to hit that obstacle. Great safety function. It's great if you're doing a lot of parking in your garage, for example, but also parallel parking on busy streets gives you a cool, clear view. Oh my gosh, tripping over my words today. A couple more styling elements I'll point out before we get into the powertrain of the vehicle. There's a lot of gunmetal touches too. So some people are a big fan of the all blacked out look. Some people like the dark accents, but hate when everything is made out of the same material. I think the inclusion of a couple more metallic hues has really made a good difference in the overall aesthetic of the vehicle. It's nice to see some more dimension, and not everything looks like it's been plasti dipped black. It's very nice and adds to the overall premium look of this car. You may ask yourself, what does the X-Line package even really add? I mean, is it more off-road capable? Is it, a full 4x4, that kind of thing? The answer is no. A lot of it is going to come down to aesthetic styling, but there are some mechanical differences for the X-Line vehicles. So with that being said, it's going to be the X-Line, the X-Line Limited, and the X Pro when I'm talking about this. For powertrain, you'll get a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-4. It's going to produce 281 horsepower with 311 pound-feet of torque. That's right, Your family SUV, 3 rows of seating and all-wheel drive, yeah, it's pretty quick. And this powertrain is also a ton of fun to drive. However, it can be also very forgiving in terms of fuel efficiency. So if you got a light foot, you can expect to see some great miles per gallon. And we're in Canada, so we use liters per 100 kilometers. The vehicle is rated at 10.3 liters per 100 kilometers combined, so that's of course going to be highway driving and city driving. This vehicle does very, very well on the highway, but of course a lot of it will come down to your typical driving style. There are dedicated drive modes in the driver's cockpit area where you can select things like smart mode, sport mode, normal mode, and adjust the way the powertrain will feel based off your input. So sport mode will of course kind of sensitize the throttle a little bit. It'll respond a little bit quicker to your feedbacks, but also stiffen up the steering and hold your gears a little longer to get the max power band and go a little higher in your RPMs. Eco mode will of course kind of shift gears a bit quicker to put you in the most efficient gear for your current driving and keep your RPMs lower. Now, before I go into the rest of the exterior design elements, I do want to talk about the transmission on this vehicle. So all Kia Sorentos equipped with a 2.5 liter turbo will also have an 8-speed wet type dual clutch transmission. So you may have heard a lot of things about dual clutch transmission in the past. A lot of the more problematic ones were dry type dual clutch transmissions. This one is going to be much better tuned for high intensity driving, so things like stop and go traffic. It is also worth noting though, although a dual clutch transmission operates very similar to an automatic in the sense that you're not manually shifting your gears or utilizing a clutch pedal, it is still different at its heart. So I definitely recommend you watch our dual clutch transmission video to see how you can make the most out of your DCT experience. All right, let's talk wheels next. So we have a 20-inch gloss black alloy. This will be shared with the X-Line trim level, and I think they suit the vehicle's aesthetic perfectly. So black wheels again, you either love them or you hate them. I think this is a black wheel done right. There are a lot of cool design elements, very modern for Kia, kind of similar to our EV9 too, if you really think about it. They've completely blocked off our lugs too, so nice clean look. And because there's a lot of tire shine overspray, you probably can't tell, but this section here will be finished in matte black, while the actual spoke design will be a gloss black. So again, mixed materials, I like it. What do you guys think? For the brakes on this vehicle, you'll have disc brakes all around, with the front being ventilated and the rear being solid. The Kia Sorento also comes standard here in Canada with all-wheel drive, and our all-wheel drive system is a smart one or an adaptive one. I keep tripping over my words, you guys. I need some water today. Anyway, our adaptive all-wheel drive system essentially means if it's regular road conditions like dry pavement on a nice sunny day, your vehicle is primarily front-wheel drive, just to give you the most fuel efficiency and overall normal drive. However, if I turn onto a gravel road or any sort of loose, uneven terrain, the vehicle will automatically redistribute the torque to adjust for what I'm driving through. So it's really great to not have to think about it or have to change anything on the fly. The car can do it for you. However, if you want to, there is also a terrain mode select that allows you to put the vehicle in snow mode, mud mode, or sand mode, each of which has preset ratios to allow for the vehicle to split up its torque distribution from front to rear and make the most out of those specific conditions. So pretty handy, very smart, and you can change your drive and terrain modes on the fly. Of course, mud and sand mode, you're not going to be flying through the highway in mud mode or sand mode. That's not good for your drivetrain, but snow mode is adapted for a bit more higher speed. Your windshield is finished in acoustic glass, so it will have a very quiet cabin. Can't speak too much on the quiet level if you do have loud kids, but if it's just you in the car, you'll really feel the difference. A lot of insulated elements on this car. You also have rain sensing wipers. They look like regular wipers, except the vehicle has an auto mode. It'll pick up when it's raining and adjust the proper speed based off the intensity of it. In the very center of the vehicle's windshield, you'll notice a camera. This camera does an abundance for the safety functions on this vehicle. So there's a lot of active safety and of course internal safety too. The active safety, I'm just going to quick fire all the systems that we have. We have an advanced forward collision avoidance assist system, which picks up pedestrians, cyclists, and vehicles and will brake for you. There's also a lane keeping assist system, a lane follow assist system, a smart cruise control with navigation, which takes it up to a highway drive assist level 2. That means this vehicle knows the speed limit of the highway that you're on, if there's any bends in the road, and can also perform automated lane changes for you. pretty smart. There's intelligent speed limit assist too. Seriously, a lot of safety functions to name. And if you're curious about blind spot detection, we also have that, but we take it up a step higher on the X-Line trim level by also incorporating a camera for your blind spot view. The camera is mounted just on the very bottom of your side mirrors, and it'll show you a live feed of everything that's happening in your blind spot whenever you go to indicate a turn or lane change. Seriously, it is a crystal clear view displayed on your gauge cluster. These cameras will also be pieced together for your full 360-degree camera, so that's how you get the side footage. Some people ask, like, where are the cameras on my car? That's one of them. For your door handle, it may look like a regular one, but we do have proximity entry. So thanks to our ultra-wideband key, I can simply walk up to my vehicle as long as the key is on me, put my hand behind the handle, have my vehicle unlock itself for me, and then once I'm done driving, just press on it again, it'll then lock. Or I could use my smartphone to unlock my vehicle and start it without even having the key on me at all, thanks to Digital Key 2, starting on this trim level. Up at the top, you get some raised roof rails, two-tone with some gloss black up at the top and matte black plastic on the supporting beams. And then again, what makes the X-Line a little bit different, the roof rails are one of them and the blacked out elements are the other, is going to come down to the ground clearance. So the X-Line packages, X-Line, X-Line Limited, and X Pro again, those three, are going to have about 1.4 inches of additional ground clearance than the other Kia Sorento models. So the grand total is 8.25 inches of ground clearance total, so minimum ground clearance that is. Along the back end, you can get a good look at our blacked out emblems one more time. So our nice new Kia emblem stamped into the rear end, so a nice low profile finish with LED tail lamps that are not on because we suck. As well as
okay,
I'll go hit the brake lights so you guys can see them in action, but before I do that, I'll just point out everything else. Sorento badging on the left-hand side and 4 ultrasonic parking sensors along the rear bumper. The very, very lower portion of the bumper here is also again finished in that gunmetal color, so perfectly matches what we saw up at the front. Again, the design's always very cohesive, which I do love. The materials aren't forgotten about. Then up at the top, we have a bit more of an extended spoiler, so that actually hides your rear wiper. You might be able to see it just underneath. Very great, especially come winter time, because you won't have to worry about picking snow and ice off your wiper or kind of getting it unstuck from your window. That won't be a problem here. Your high-mounted stop lamp is also an LED, and then up at the top, we have a shark fin antenna. All right, let me hit the brake lights for you guys now, and then I'll also open the lift gate. Okay, there we have our brake lights, and while I'm at it, I might as well hit the hazards too to show you guys what your indicators will look like. There we go. All right, lift gate opening up. One thing I really do love about this lift gate is the fact that it is height adjustable. So if you would like to lower or again raise the height, all you do is move it to your preferred setting and then press and hold the lift gate button until the car beeps. That'll be its new saved function or saved height setting. Now back here with our third row seats folded down, we have just over 1,200 liters of cargo space. That is very impressive. Now this is a third row vehicle, so if we do bring the seats up, we lose some space. So I've got our left seat up right now. We'll move our mats and bring the right side too. You'll now see we have lost quite a bit of space. There's still 357 liters of usable space right over here. Again, we're working with the height. Just a good amount of width, not the most depth. Now underneath there is a little bit of storage space just underneath your floorboard there. We also do have a compact spare tire with the Kia Sorento. Now the tire itself is actually located underneath the vehicle, and because Charlotte is 8 months pregnant, I'm probably not going to make her bend down to go film it for me. Just trust me that it's there. I noticed I didn't show you guys what we have on the side, so let me show you how easy it is to knock down the rear seats, and then we'll show you. So you'll pull on the tether, it'll knock our headrest down, and now the seat is free to move. We'll give it a push, and it goes completely flat. On the right-hand side, you'll see we have both the left and right second row fold button. So I'll pick which one I want, and the seat will fold forwards. If my front passenger seat wasn't so far back, it would go completely flat, but because we never prepare for anything.
Because this is a live video.
Because this is a live video, you guys get to see what goes wrong. All right, last point I want to make on the exterior has to do with the fuel tank. It's a 67-liter tank. You push on the fuel door as long as the vehicle is unlocked and it will open. If the vehicle is locked, it won't open. That's all from me, you guys. Charlotte's going to take you guys on a tour of the inside.
All right, so let's go on to the inside, and keep in mind, I actually am a daily Sorento driver. I've driven one, the X Pro, for well over a year now. So if you have any questions about what it's like either as just a daily driver, how it fares with kids, please let me know, and I'd be happy to answer any of those questions for you guys too. Let's start off by talking about what there's a lot of chatter in the chat box about, and that's going to be the interior.
Ooh.
So this is going to be our olive brown interior. It looks stunning. I love anything that isn't a black interior. And this looks great, especially with all of the X-Line exclusive details that we see with it, such as the wood paneling. So we have a wood fascia on the sides and then also stretching across the dash. And then also you'll notice we have our memory seat controls. There we go. Man, now I'm tripping over my words.
It came back to your memory.
Yeah, it's contagious. Now, the best part about these memory seats is not only can you link them to your user profile, but your mirrors are power folding. There they are, which means you can also go and link your mirror settings to your memory seats to your user profile. Wow. All of your windows are going to be one touch with optical detection, and you have dual window and electronic child lock. We also have a Bose premium sound system in this vehicle, so a nice listening experience if you don't have kids in the car. And again, Gabby already mentioned how great the soundproofing on the exterior of this vehicle is. That way you can just focus on listening to your music. Now the X-Line is also going to give us some enhanced seating. So with this, you are going to go and get a driver's knee extender. So very nice if you're a tall or short driver alike. You're going to be able to find the perfect saved seating here and link it to your memory seats. In addition to that, we do have 4-way lumbar support and then just our regular controls for bringing you forward, adjusting the height and your backrest as well. We have some aluminum style sport pedals, so a bit of an enhanced design there. Well, just for the gas right now, the sticker's still on the brake, that's okay. And another couple of the design elements that I really like is the fact that our venting is going to mimic the shape of the headlights on the front. Down below, you'll also notice our brightness adjuster. We have our tailgate control, so I will hold that and close it all the way up. And then next to that is going to be traction control. I'll have Gabby come around and we will talk a little bit about the passenger seat too.
Just because it's showing right now, I want to say it's so nice they did two-tone on the steering wheel.
Yes, two-tone on the steering wheel, woo woo.
Looks very premium. I almost didn't mention this little fender accent here. Two-tone is again with gloss black and matte black both being featured. A common theme all throughout the vehicle. Again, we can take a look at the full LED lights with those daytime amber lights also working as your indicators. You'll also see that our mirrors, power fold, have a gloss black cover and also have an integrated LED turn signal indicator. Let's hop in now.
All right, so this is going to give you a good look at what the seats themselves are going to look like. You can tell they have a little bit of extra quilting to them as well, exclusive to the X-Line package and that X-Line debossing as well. Powered passenger seat, very, very comfortable as well, so you will be able to find a nice configuration there with the inclusion of a lumbar support. So everyone's thought about when it comes to the seating in this vehicle. These seats are also going to be heated and ventilated, so super comfortable. And then our seats in the rear are also going to be heated. Steering wheel, Gabby already pointed out the fact that it is two-tone. Again, it looks fantastic. And you have a split between your media controls. So virtual assistant, media modes, favorites button and calling. And then your not drive modes, but your driving controls. So from here you can enable your highway drive assist, but then you can also adjust your lane keep systems and the following distance to the vehicle ahead of you. You have this notes icon, which you can use to cycle between this center portion to see lots of different viewpoints from this multi-way trip computer, which I always like. You can also see your turn-by-turn navigation set by either your phone's maps or the integrated navigation in the vehicle, and then other relevant safety info too. Behind the steering wheel, we have paddle shifters, so you can use them to manually manipulate your gears, lighting stalk, wiper stalk, and then our instrument cluster is fully digitized, and if you didn't catch it before, it is 12.3 inches. I want to talk a little bit about the range on this vehicle because it is going to differ. This one is sitting about 3/4 of a tank, and the range indicator, guessometer as I like to call it, is showing 411 kilometers. I'm someone who predominantly does city driving. It's pretty much all city driving, and my vehicle is also our main family vehicle. When I fill up, I get about 613 to a full tank is what it shows me, and that tends to last me a little bit, about 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, depending on the type of driving I'm doing. But keep in mind how the more that you drive the vehicle, the more the vehicle is going to learn about your driving habits, and that number is going to change and become more accurate. So it might do better or it might do worse. There you go.
I was going to say, Charlotte, your fuel efficiency, like 2 weeks to a tank, that sounds like the dream to me.
Yes,
But
we have a significantly shorter commute than you, though. Gabby fills up like twice a week.
But also over 600 kilometers to a tank, that sounds pretty nice.
It is. It
And
definitely is.
if they did highway driving, they would get even more.
Yeah, so it does fluctuate. It does fluctuate for sure. Just along the dash, you can go and see a lot more of that wood grain. I think it looks fantastic again. And then I'll direct your attention to our multimedia screen, 12.3 inches again, integrated navigation for your phone projection. So this is your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and it's wireless, which I absolutely love. Use that literally every single day. And then from here, setup, if you want to go and adjust any of those safety features that Gabby mentioned, it's going to be done through here. I'll move down. So this is going to be your digital infotainment. Gabby, I'm really messing up on my words today.
Switchable climate control cluster.
Switchable climate control cluster. I'm really struggling today, and it's not even as hot today. All right, so from here, multimedia. So you can use all of these buttons, and again, it's going to jump you into the screen where applicable, and then you'll switch it to be your climate control. You do have dual zone climate control as well, so comfortable for everyone who may be in the cabin. Down below, wireless phone charger, which I also use every day, and then you have dual USB-Cs, one of which can be used for either charging or charging and connectivity. I mentioned our heated and ventilated seats, real gear shift, which is severely underrated, and then here's your drive and terrain modes. So Gabby explained how they work. Now you get to see how you can change them. So twist the dial for normal, eco, sport, and smart. Press down to access your terrain modes, and then again, twist the dial. Your heated steering wheel does have 2 levels of heat, and then for some driving convenience features, the vehicle is equipped with auto hold, which when enabled, if you're driving, bring the vehicle to a stop, it's gonna hold you there until you can take your foot off the brake until you go and put your foot back on the gas. You've got your downhill braking assist, electronic parking brake, idle stop and go, which is that feature which will temporarily shut off the engine until you put your foot back onto the gas, your parking sensors, and of course your full 360 or rear view camera. So right now it's showing our front view. Here's your full 360. Gabby's door is open right now, which is why it looks a little fun and funky. But I will point out the fact that you have so many different viewpoints when it comes to your rear view camera, and then also your full 360 here. So there you go, there's your car. Very handy for tight parking situations or just seeing what's around you. For storage, in your center console, little rooftop area here, rooftop patio, and then a good amount of hidden storage space for sure. You have a panoramic sunroof. And I will also point out the fact that Kia Connect is going to be standard on this vehicle too, so that's what these controls are going to be for. So you can use them to access emergency assistance, roadside assistance, and all the other fun stuff that you love with Kia Connect, like using location services or preconditioning your cabin. Regular auto dimming mirror with the capacity for HomeLink and LED interior lights. That was a lot of information really fast. I'll show you guys a blind view monitor really quick, and then from here we will go. Come on, there we go. And take a look at the second row. So when the vehicle is on and you indicate a turn, there you go. You got that nice live feed there.
I don't know, do you want me to show the third row today?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
We're reaching that point in Charlotte's pregnancy.
I think I can fit. The hard part is just gonna be like
Getting out.
yeah, standing up from tight spaces is not my strong suit. Standing up is not my strong suit right now. I could have ended it there. Okay, captain's chairs. I actually love captain's chairs. I used to be a diehard bench seat girl, and I was like, I would never get a car that doesn't have a bench seat. Why wouldn't I want the extra seat? Captain's chairs are so convenient, man. So convenient. I love them. These ones are going to be heated as well. They're incredibly comfortable. They have that same nice quilting to them. And for some amenities, we have heated seats back here. I like that we have dual cup holders as well. One integrated right on the door. The other one is the bottle holder down below. And another handy feature that I like as a parent is the fact that we have integrated manual sunshades. And they fit the window perfectly. Nice. You do have rear ventilation back here as well, so you are getting some airflow, which I love. You have a 12 volt, a household outlet, and then there's USB-Cs integrated into the back of these seats. You also have 2 pockets, one for privacy, one for stretch for something a little bit bigger. And now Gabby will actually go and show you guys how you can get into the 3rd row.
Oh, armrest. Show the armrest.
Armrests, they are adjustable as well. Nice.
All right, I'll give you this. You
Okay.
can probably stay there, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, so
Okay.
both of these captain's chairs have a button on the shoulder pad area that make it really easy for whoever's hopping into the 3rd row to just give it a quick push. The seat will fold forward and also roll forward. And then from there, there's actually a good bit of plastic plated surface, so you're not stepping on the carpet to hop in. And then you can just walk back here. For reference, I'm 5'4" with long legs. Let me bring this up. Ooh. That was the hardest part about this whole 3rd row.
Bringing it up from sitting.
Yeah, exactly. So sitting back here, there we go. The seats themselves are pretty wide. So Charlotte and I always say every time we film a Sorento that we're very grateful that they did 2 seats here, not 3, because some people do 3. I feel like an individual here. I'm not spilling onto the person next to me, and there's still a really good amount of headroom too. To show you what's back here, I'll just take the camera back from Charlotte. I already showed the buttons to knock down the 2nd row. But for passenger convenience, there is a little bit of a storage pocket, and everything's repeated on the other side, by the way, as well as a cup holder, and then a USB-C. And just for proof that it's repeated, let me show you. So both seats will have their own individual space. There's also these little integrated handles, so just to give you some more stabilization on while you're working your way out or into the 3rd row, which I found really handy.
All right. Approved. I will also point out the fact that all of these seats, they have their own sets of tethers for the rear for car seats, but also lower latch anchors. So all 4 of these seats are car seat compatible, which is great. And in terms of interior safety, in the event of a collision, there are 9 airbags in the vehicle.
Beauty.
Love it. I think I'm stuck.
Quickly, do you want me to scroll over here through questions?
Oh girl, I can't read that far.
It's okay.
I have my glasses on.
I can read them to you. LASIK did me well. Airbags. How many airbags?
9.
I got 4 of them. Here's the 5. Let's see. Airbags. My minivan has 7 seats. Yep, this isn't a minivan.
Great. I love that for you.
The Sorento does have a 7-seat option though in the LX model. And basically the difference is there would be a bench.
It's a bench, yeah.
Oh, my screen brightness just went down so
I think we're
bad.
gonna have to get out.
Yeah, we might actually have to end the video. It's at 27 minutes.
Oop.
So, if you have any other questions about the Kia Sorento that we didn't get to or didn't answer throughout the video, let us know in the comments. And would you want to see a video just breaking down what the X-Line Limited trim level adds as opposed to the straight X-Line? Tell us in the comments because maybe we can film that today. Anyway,
Bye.
bye. Oh, I'm